Hey everyone. It's really incredible that for the first time, I think no matter where you're going to watch this from, everybody's in the same place, same state. Find a way to see the light, be hopeful, and distract ourselves a little bit. So hope you enjoyed this and I shall see you shortly. I hope everybody's doing well in their quarantines at the moment. Everyone is staying inside and indoors and is safe. It is an anxiety-filled time for everybody, but like I said, I think it's also important to find a way to see the light, be hopeful, and distract ourselves a little bit. Today I wanted to do another look, which I love, which is a bronzy brown eye that I tend to do on myself a lot. Again, I think it looks amazing on all kinds of skin tones. Another thing I wanted to touch on, you don't have to have the same products. Even in class, I say the same thing. If you can, great. But if you have substitutes, that's fine as well. The point is to understand the technique. I always say this in my classes. Beauty of makeup. And I've seen people do it. You can do the most beautiful makeup with drugstore products. You can do the most beautiful makeup with expensive products. And if you don't get the skills right, even with expensive products, you can do not a very good job. So we're going to start first with skincare, which I'm obsessed with. Like I've always struggled with very bad skin. I know it's been a process for me. I actually do a lot of DIYs, a lot of home remedies. It's a lot about what I do at home. The whole point is that every day, everybody should have a cleansing, moisturizing, you have to cleanse, moisturize, tone, sunscreen, like a pharmacy-based, Bioderma, Dermalogica. These are amazing products. I mean, whatever you have, the point is to have a routine to prep the skin well so we can have the same effect. I think skincare is like the holy grail because that's what everything is going to be applied on, and you need to really be careful when you're working with your skin and choosing the right products. Oily skin, I have oily skin, I have acne prone skin. I think it works really well to do a little bit of exfoliation to make sure that the surface of the skin is nice, it's scrubbed, it's ready for makeup. So starting first, I'm gonna mix two kinds of moisturizers. This is Glam Glow Water Burst, and this is the Natasha water cream. Okay, you should moisturize, especially with oily skin, because oily skin tends to think that it's not making enough, it's not moisturized enough, which is why it produces that excess oil. So if you hydrate your skin, you take care of it, you're going to actually end up producing lesser oil and the skin will look better. So once we've done that, as you can tell, skin's nice and moisturized, and I always tell my students as well, on every step of your makeup, your makeup should look like you could potentially go out exactly like that. So sometimes just if you're taking care of your skin and your skin's looking good, just a little bit of moisturizer can also go a long way. So now I'm going to first apply a little bit of concealer. Ooh, this is NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, which I love, especially for myself because it's a very thin concealer. It doesn't have very thick consistency. It covers at the same time, it doesn't look like you're wearing a lot of products. I'm gonna use light number 3 honey and light 2.5 creme brulee. So I'm gonna first go with the honey. So I've applied the concealer in the areas that I felt needed coverage there, and just using a MAC blending brush for the face. I'm using the smaller one. Next, I'm going to take my creme brulee like that, right? And I'm going to take a smaller brush, a flat brush like that, and I'm going to apply it on my lid. But I do this when I'm about to put makeup on top of my lids because one of the most asked questions in class is, I do my makeup and it lasts all of 10 minutes and then I have no makeup on my eye, it starts to dissolve. It's because you're not setting it correctly and doing the right steps. So give that a good blend. So yeah, you have to push the product and swipe in like that. A lot of people do that, and I think it tends to actually take the product off. So the movement has to be almost, you push it and they have to be like little pats on the eye. And very gentle motion, very soft. You should be able to like, you should want to sleep when you're doing makeup. And I see some women going at it like, no, that's not the way you have to go about it. I'm now going to take my foundation. This is going to be Warm Ivory again, the Bobbi Brown. This step, I'm going to take my Glam Glow here and I'm going to just mix it into the foundation to thin it out. I don't like to have very thick foundation. So I'm going to kind of mix both of them together on my hand. And always start with your neck. I feel a lot of people don't do makeup on their neck and any area that's showing the chest, neck. I'm just stippling this all over my skin to create that nice. I'm going to take a wipe, which I usually don't use for anything else except for wiping things sometimes off my lip and stuff. Kind of against using them to take makeup out. I think they're very drying. So yeah, that would be like the general foundation that I'm going to wear with this look today. Go with something more natural. I'm going to use the powder in the Shape Matters Smashbox palette, just a matte powder, to now go over my T-zone, nose, to set it a little. So now I'm going to brush the eyebrows up before I start. And I'm going to take my Benefit Precisely, my brow pencil. I'm obsessed with this right now, especially on my own self. I really like it because the pencil is great. It's really thin. You can get a great kind of effect with this. So what I'm going to do is almost mimic the strokes of my own hair and start filling in my brow. So I don't. Another thing that I hate doing, and I tell everyone not to do, is that this area should not have like a severe line, like the top part of your eye. I tend to make more of a line underneath, but this area should not have a severe line. It should be left to look nice and feathery. So now coming to the eyes, right? So the first thing that I'm going to put is Dip Down. It's a MAC gel eyeliner. I'm going to use a blending brush. This is also from MAC. I'm going to dip it into the gel eyeliner and I'm going to start creating my base. Now guys, like I said, wearing concealer under was the first layer, so to speak, to make sure that whatever makeup you put stays, and this is going to be the second. This is looking easy while I do it. I know you guys will struggle a little bit. It takes a little bit of practice to get the gel eyeliners to blend well. You have to work very fast. They tend to dry and then they're long lasting, which is why I feel the makeup really holds very well on them. Blending it using slightly circular motions as well, making sure that I'm blending all over my socket till my crease. And one of my trainers at MAC used to say this: it should look like a sunrise, your eye makeup. There should be no harsh lines. You want it to look like it has great like kind of shades going through it without looking like it's stark, stopping in places, and it's not going like one color should just go into the other. So it's been applied on top. I have it right inside my eye and a little bit outside. As you can tell, I've, like I said, with the brush, I dragged it out a little bit on the outer corners, and I also smudged it a little bit with my brush here. Now I'm going to use my NARS Laguna brown here. It's a nice matte color, and I'm going to use my blending brush again, dip it into the color, and I'm going to start doing the crease with this. I'm now going to put this in the center of my eye. As you can see, it looks a little wet, the center. And so now I'm going to use the Huda Beauty palette, the Rose Gold Remastered right here. And I'm going to start building the corner. So I'm going to use this right here, henna, the color. It's like a reddish brown. And with a smaller blending brush, a narrow blending brush, I'm going to start building it right at the corner of my eye here. Just where your crease and your outer corner kind of meet. Start blending this color here. So making sure now the henna is blended out in the corners, putting second application of the henna. So now I'm going to create the slightly creamier bronze kind of center that I want in the socket. And to use that, I'm going to use the Huda Beauty colors in Dubai and Blessed in the center. I like to use my fingers when I'm using the creamier shadows in her palette. I feel it works better than the brush. So I'm going to take Blessed first. It's like a gold. And I'm going to apply it just right, bang in the center. And then I'm going to follow that with Dubai, which is a darker bronze, and I'm going to apply it towards the outer corners, side of the eye, to create depth. I'm going to take Bubbly from the palette now, which is like a champagne eggshell color, and start applying it to the corners of my eye. We're going to now take a darker brown, and I'm going to use my Narcissist palette here. I'm going to take the dark brown here. It's like a matte color right here. A matte brown. You can use whichever one you have. And I'm going to start applying it right at the corner here. Almost like a powdery liner. I don't like putting a complete line on my eye. I think it doesn't look very nice on me. I'm going to now curl my lashes. So I'm going to take some Bubbly champagne color that I spoke about. I'll just show it to you guys. Right here is what I applied in the inner corner. I'm going to do the same color as the highlighter on my brow bone. I'll take my Benefit Bad Gal Bang Mascara and start applying it now from root to tip. Bring another coat. So another thing I love to do, I love a lower lash line mascara as well, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a tissue and kind of wipe the wand. Don't want to get too much product, and I'm going to apply it on my lower lash as well. One of the ways to do it is go with a waterproof mascara, but I don't like them because I feel they make your own eyelashes fall off, and it's very hard to get off the lash. I'm not a fan. So I'm going to take some of the powder from my palette, my face powder that I used, put it on a brush. I'm going to dust it on the edges of my. So now I'm going to take the dark brown Sumatra from the Shape Matters palette, the matte brown. Any matte brown color you have is fine also. And I'm going to go over the corner of my. So just to lightly contour my face now. I'm not a fan of severe contouring, so contour my nose with the same. Now I'm going to take some of the creme brulee concealer, apply it under this eye makeup that I've done. So I'm blending that right under my eye. It's gonna really make sure that the eye stands out even more. Just take some on my hand, creme brulee only, and I'm going to use a flat brush and go over my eyebrow also. So now we've done the eye, we've done our brows. So I'm going to take the powder now and apply it in the areas we've just concealed again. Now we're going to take a little bit of blush, and I'm going to take Orgasm and then apply the color. So I want the lips to be really pretty pink with this, so I'm going to use Ben Nye's lip pencil in Mahogany. I tend to overdraw my upper lip a little bit. So now I'm taking Pink Plaid by MAC. It's a really pretty pink here. I'm going to go back in with my lip liner. Just gonna blend those. I'm going to take a little bit of the concealer, again the creme brulee, the lighter concealer, and I'm going to go around my lip. That would be the finished look. This is how I want to engage with you guys. Ask questions, please leave feedback, and let me know what all you'd like to see where makeup is concerned. So hope you enjoyed this, and I shall see you shortly.